Okay, so this is for marathon submission. I'm going to do no research run with commentary. Alright, so this is Splinter Cell any percent V1. V1 is limited to the Xbox and the PC versions of the game. And actually I think PS3 as well. And V2 is PS2 and GameCube, I think. Those are a bit different. Some levels are very different, for instance. Anyway, I'm playing this on PC. And you will notice the game is in German. That's because German has faster dialogue, and dialogue actually matters. I think it's around 10 seconds faster than English, but I'm not exactly sure. And the beginning consists of the training with 1 minute and 24 of this cutscene. And then we have to look at lights to get used to the controls. And then we get straight to the training ground. It might sound boring, but there's actually... in the speedrun, it's actually not that bad. I will get into that very soon. Also, there's an input viewer in the bottom if you're interested about what the run looks like input-wise in different sections. Okay, so now we have to look at lights. First the left one, then the right one, top and bottom, but I have to wait for dialogue.
Die Techniker wollen jetzt deine Ausrüstung kalibrieren. Kannst du dich in Richtung der Notbeleuchtungslampe an der Wand zu deiner Linken drehen? Klasse. Jetzt die zu deiner Rechten. Okay, das gleiche Spiel jetzt vertikal.
I should mention that quick saving and quick loading is a common occurrence in this speedrun. And I'm going to use that to skip dialogue a lot during the run. But in training, it's a bit more complicated to skip the dialogues. I have to spam quick save when entering a trigger for dialogues. And then quick save, quick loads multiple times so the dialogue gets skipped. This saves a lot of time. Alright, I was supposed to climb onto the ladder, but this is fine. So instead of going through the whole training course, we actually do a trick here, which is very finicky. Let's see if I can get it. Whoop. Alright. We jump up here, out of bounds. There's an invisible platform here. And then we do a double jump up onto this platform. I took a bit of damage, so I'm playing this part safe. There's another dialogue to skip here. Again, I just spam quick save until I hear the beep, and then I just quick load and quick save multiple times until it's skipped. There are a lot of dialogue skips coming up here. There's another one here. But they all work the same way. For training only. The others are way easier. Lockpicking the door. It's always the same pattern in this game. You can get more into that later in the speedrun. I have to interrogate this guy. And activate the door code. And what's interesting to note is that my action button is the mouse wheel down. And you can do a lot of action simultaneously like that. Which is very useful for interrogations because you can skip the whole dialogue basically by just scrolling down a bit. We take this guy, put his anti-retina scan so this door opens. So we can proceed to the next section. Where we will have another dialogue skip. But this is the longest dialogue I think in training. Okay, got it. That's good. Now there's a camera here and we have to shoot 2 of the lights so it doesn't see us and we can continue. Another dialogue skip. What's worth mentioning is that the shooting mechanics in this game are a bit tricky because your shots are random. You can aim at the same position and it will shoot somewhere else every time you fire. It's a mechanical bloom, and the more you fire, the more you move, the more inaccurate it gets. Alright, we have to hide this guy, and the fastest way to do this is to just knock him down here in the shadow. and skip Lambert's dialogue by just quick save and quick loading. That's one of the easier skips. And then you just hide him. Skipping dialogue here, the thing that I just did, makes this god come out earlier. And I think it saves like 2 seconds or something around that. And we just wait for him to go away. So you will notice this mechanic, the crouch spam. This allows you to go fast, but also not make any noise. That will also be used a lot during the speedrun. I slow down here through the sound room, and then I do the crouch spam thing, so there's no noise. And go to the last dialogue skip. Actually, I missed this one, but that's fine. That's one of the shorter ones. That dialogue skip is actually kind of tricky because you have to make sure to not make any sound while going into the, well, trigger. And this is the ending cutscene of the level. This is some time to explain some further mechanics if I forgot something in the actual marathon, or to read out donations. This is a good time to do that. It's like half a minute. Actually, more than half minutes, like 50 seconds. Where donations can be read out. A bit longer than that even, because the next level's beginning isn't very eventful. So yeah, this would be one of the downtimes.
Ich bin mir sicher, dass wir fabelhaft zusammenpassen werden. Third Echelon ist ein neues Projekt. Wir müssen vielen Leuten etwas beweisen. Okay. Ihr beiden seid unser erstes Team im Bodeneinsatz. Gebt alles. Wir wollen stolz auf euch sein. Willkommen bei der NSA.
Alright, this is the first real level, I mean not training. It's called Police Station.
Eine NSA-Kontaktperson wird dir helfen. Schon unterwegs. Halte dich von den Straßen fern. In der Stadt wimmelt es von Ordnungshütern.
You can roll into those holes, and when you draw your gun out, you're faster than crouching. There's a difficult jump here, which saves time. Now we go into this burning building. And there's a difficult trick here, which I will go for. And if I can't do it, then I will do the other way.
Tut mir leid. Begib dich zurück zu der Treppe. Beeile dich, denn dir bleiben nur wenige Sekunden.
Come on. Oops. You try to double jump across the gap here without dying. There we go. It's a very difficult trick. But if done perfectly, it stays around 15 seconds. The drawback is you lose a lot of time if you don't get it. And if you don't get it multiple times, I mean. And your health is also very low after that. So you have to play this part safe. Oh, okay. I just wait for this guy to open the door and headshot him. There we go. But yeah, that skip from before with the fire skipped the whole maneuvering through the house. This is the first door code of the speedrun, and it's always the same codes. So I just have to memorize them and that's it. You can also take a shortcut here by just bumping into that door. You're taking damage. Training for a marathon, just doing no reset run, commentated. This is a very tricky section. Quite precise movement. I alert those guys, then I jump up here, and this guy runs around the corner. I can just run past him. So I skipped all the 3 enemies there. In the casual playthrough, that section is kind of tricky. We can roll through the hole here, saving a bit of time. And because we're super low HP right now, I will take a medkit as a safety measure. Then just spam crouch, go around that guy so he doesn't shoot me. For the next guard, I'm just going to shoot the light, so it's harder for him to see me. And I just run past him, hope to get lucky, which usually works out. There we go. And now some parkour trickery to save some time. We go into the trigger like that. Alright. As I said, door codes are always the same. This one is 5929. For the next guard, we alert him and shoot him right away when he turns around. Now we have to make sure to hit this guy before he hits the alarm, so he doesn't call the other guard. The alarm isn't really an issue, but the problem is that if the guard... Oh, he actually... The camera saw me, that's why the alarm worked. Okay, now I did it correctly. The camera saw me, so the guard was alerted, but that was the reason. I'm super low HP. I try not to get an alarm there, so I can just run past it. I alert this guy, but it doesn't really matter. And I roll up the stairs, which is something I do every day in real life too. You should try that. Rolling up the stairs is fun. It's not physically impossible at all. Have to hack this computer as an objective. And now I alert this guy. While they're getting up, they can't shoot me, so I'm fine. And sometimes the door is open, which saves time. And that's the end of the level. Thanks, Shiesty. So the beginning of this level was a bit of maneuvering, as you saw. And now we just hide around the corner here for this guard to go inside. And we just crouch spam behind him. Now we just go down the stairs, make sure that the cameras don't spot us. Our objective is to interrogate Hamlet, which is the name of the driver coming up. And I do some AI manipulation by shooting the pillar there. He's running towards the alarm, but I just grab him. And I have to hit him in a specific way so his body is hidden, otherwise an alarm will sound. Another guard chased me from the previous section. Sometimes he's on the stairs, which is a bit unfortunate, but sometimes he's like in those halls and I can just run around him, which saves time. Just some random part of the run. Now for this guard, we just run around him and he doesn't see us. Turn off the light here so the camera doesn't see us. This is a one-way lockpick, which we use multiple times during the run to save time. If you have one of those, it's always better to use them instead of lockpicking manually. If I hadn't hidden the driver's body correctly, there would have been an alarm here and the mission would have been over. But we did everything correctly, so we're fine. We wait for this guard to open the door so we can just headshot him. Now this section is fun. If we jump up the fence, draw the gun, and then move forward and just jump on the people's heads. Repeat. There we go. Hack the computer, which makes the colonel come down here. Alright. I had to shoot until I got the well, this alarming sound. So this guy comes running downstairs towards the alarm. So I can do this. Just grab him. He's distracted with the guard there. I should be fine, but I'm a little bit scared right now if he gets too close. Okay, I'm fine. Alright, we have to laser mic this conversation, but it turns out that you only need to listen to the last end of to the end of the dialogue, so I just skip a bunch of them by quick save and quick loading. I skipped multiple lines, and I just have to listen to the end.
bis auf die Dateien, die Nikolazzi auf seinem Rechner hat. Du musst mit ihm endlich darüber reden.
Alright.
Klingt, als hätten wir die Implantate gefunden.
Ich bekomme ein schlechtes Gefühl, wenn die
Thanks to the
bösen
good luck.
Jungs blutige Witze
Hey,
reißen.
Busif.
Ich werde die
I'm not gonna talk to the chat
direkt an die
much.
Führung weiterleiten. Wir werden noch mehr brauchen.
Nikolazis Computer.
Erraten. Geh in sein Büro.
Now we continue on to the next section of the level. I put my back towards the wall and go around the corner and draw my gun, so I don't have to go into the inventory, which pauses the game and saves time. Because every time I have to change my equipment, I have to go into the menu and it pauses the game. And since I took the laser mic before, I didn't have my gun out. If I press E, which draws the gun in my controls, and I take out the laser gun. But again, because I went to the wall and shot around the corner, I took out the pistol. Oh yeah, also we instantly killed those two guys in the elevator, of course. So enter a code here, 59259. And there's a guard here. I just run towards him and headshot him. There we go.
Feindliche Einheit auf den Sicherheitskameras.
Melde einen Toten. Was war denn das?
Diesmal geht es darum, unauffällig zu sein. Pass auf den Alarm auf.
Then just break through the window and kill the other guy to our right.
Da kommt jemand. Feind wird...
Skipping a bunch of dialogue here. In the casual playthrough, there is... I don't know how many. I think 3 to 5 guards. I'm not sure exactly how many. Rushing this room, but with the dialogue skip, that doesn't happen. It actually skips the guards. Sometimes there's one guard left if you weren't very, very fast with the skips. Like right now. Just have to make sure to get in now. Okay.
Alarm! Alle Mann auf ihre Posten! Eindringling in Nikolazis Büro! Aufwachen, ihr Schweine! Ich will hier sofort Leute haben! Gringo! Ich habe 3 Mann, die kurz davor sind, in Nikolazis Büro einzudringen!
Let's try that again. There we go. I opened the door here because I have to go there later. In this section I just have to wait. Normally you would fight these guards that are rushing in, but as I said, I already skipped that. And once I get the dialogue, I know I can hack the computer again.
Und wir haben nichts davon gewusst?
Niemand wusste es.
I also skipped 2 dialogues here, 2 longer ones, so
Triff Wikes und lass dich da rausholen.
it lines up with the end of the level, so I can just finish it. While there is dialogue playing, I cannot talk to Wilkes at the end of the level, and I cannot finish it. But the way that I skipped it, the dialogue finishes just before I get to talk to this guy, and we're fine.
Fischer, wir haben deine Missionsziele hochgeladen.
So next level is oil refinery.
Kontrolle der Ölplattform wasserdicht sind. Wir müssen
There's a bit of
aufpassen,
parkour
bis
at the
einer von
start.
Nikolazis Schwachköpfen einloggt, bevor wir auf irgendwelche Daten zugreifen können.
Warum versuchen sie diese Plattform zu halten? Nicht gerade Nikolazis bester Schachzug.
Genau das hat uns misstrauisch gemacht. Nikolazzi hat einige Zellen geopfert, um sie zu schützen. Was immer durch das Netzwerk geht, muss äußerst wichtig sein. Missionsziele auf deinem Offset.
To double jump here, and then go into the pipe, and you just roll into it to save time. Draw my gun because it's faster. And this is also downtime. There would be around half a minute here to read out donations, for instance. Actually, more than half a minute, more like 1 minute. Because this place is very uneventful, I just follow the NPCs pretty much. Just have to make sure I don't get spotted, or I don't make them hear me, because that loses time. So I just go to them and just, you know, follow them for a while. So I would say this is a good spot for donations.
Alarmmeldung von Philipp Murphy! Amerikanische Flugzeuge im Anflug!
knock this guard out when these guys are far enough away. And just keep chasing it. There's a cutscene that's starting here. Now we get to the one we get to one of the more complex tricks of the game. I'm setting up here to go out of bounds. Well, it's not technically out of bounds, but you're not supposed to be up there just yet. But I'm setting up here. I have to wait for this guard to be far enough away. This is a very tricky jump, by the way. Now I go up here. And what I try to do now, I shoot to make the guard go down the stairs. If it goes down the stairs, I know I got it. Some AI manipulation. Okay, he got it. I got it. And when I go back down here, the guard freezes in his spot. So he's just stuck there now. And you will see why that is very useful very soon. Also walk through here early to make these guys move. Because they start moving once I get there. But they delayed for some reason. Doesn't really matter. Once this guy goes past his yellow thing, I'm going to start the water sprinkle here. Which makes those two other guards come towards me. And the reason why I guided the previous guard down the stairs in the out of bounds will be very evident soon. I'm going to explain it once I get to the relevant section. I just sneak past those two guys. Then I skip a bunch of dialogue here. Alright, now the two guards and the technician go through this door. And it's interesting because once the second guard goes through the door, the game is scripted to spawn in another technician model on the map that looks exactly the same, but he wears a suitcase that ends the level when I pick it up. If you kill the technician now and pick up his suitcase, nothing happens. That's just some game trickery. Like, this guy, you will see it now. He teleports all the way back there, and this is the real technician that I need to kill with the suitcase that ends the level. So the reason why I guided the guard before is because he's on the stairs now, where a technician runs, and actually blocks him. So I can pick up the suitcase early. And because I died during the dialogue, it was the faster ending. In the casual playthrough, you have to chase the technician throughout the whole level to back to the start. This is CIA headquarters. The beginning is just me running past enemies, which looks really, really silly, but that's just the kind of speedrun this is. Yeah, distract that guard. I just run through the alarm here, which is a very interesting strat because it makes these guys run towards me, but I'm hidden here. They can't see me. It looks very stupid, but it works. Then I go into the elevator, and I successfully infiltrated the CIA. Also, I have to make sure to count my alarms during this level because it's important for the ending. So there's a skip in the end. Again, we just run through here. Another door code 7687. We turn off the light here so this guy doesn't see us. Then we get to the next door code, which is 110598. There's a very tricky jump here, which allows me to skip this room. There we go. And I got an extra alarm. I had to pay, as I said, I have to pay attention to the alarms. Can hear it. So depending on how many alarms I have, I do slightly different strats. So, because I have an extra alarm now, more than I want, I have to be careful in this section to not get unnecessary alarms.
Zufolge bist du in der Nähe des
Because if
Servers.
you get too many, then the mission is over.
Das Leck verfolgen, sobald du uns Zugriff verschafft hast.
Over here, I manipulate this technician so he doesn't go to the alarm.
Lambert,
Because I blocked his path and now he just goes hide in the corner.
Bin drin. Ja, da.
Because normally he goes into that room and just hits the alarm.
Der unteren Sicherheitsstufe. Registriert auf einen Mitchell.
Okay,
Großartig.
so I have to be careful with the alarms. I have to shoot this light, so this body is hidden.
Das ist seltsam. Ich hab doch was gehört.
Aufgrund der aktuellen Vorkommnisse bleiben die Patrouillen bis auf
Now I hit one alarm here, which is intended, but that's the last one I can hit before the mission ends. We distract this technician, so he looks into that direction and doesn't see us.
Das reicht. Beim nächsten Alarm breche ich die Mission ab.
Oops. There's a door code here with the camera up there, but for some reason doesn't see us if we just go to the door right away and then go through it.
Kommen Sie, ein Eindringling.
There's a guard chasing us here, which is a bit random. It's looking good, he's not chasing me right now. I should be safe. Yeah, he's going slow. Sometimes he can kill runs by just chasing you to the elevator and killing you. Alright, I have the exact amount of alarms I want. If I get one more, the mission is over, and that's my intention.
Büro
ist da
508.
jemand? Was soll ich mit Dougherty machen?
Bleib weg von ihm.
Was war
Wir
das?
melden uns, sobald wir mehr über ihn wissen.
This section is mostly AI manipulation. I scare this guy off,
Wer sind Sie?
Gut gemacht, Fischer.
which makes him run
Bin dabei.
towards
Vom
the balcony outside.
Arbeit von Philip Massey aus.
I have to carry him to the end of the level. That's why I need him.
Surf Kalina
To finish the level.
underscore VA.
Sie können sich
Das
nicht
ist-
verstecken.
Das Kalinatech-Gebäude.
Ich werde Sie
Oh
finden.
Mist, die haben mich entdeckt. Die fahren das.
Wir melden uns.
I shoot this light so they don't see me and they're distracted.
Kidnappen.
Was ist mit Grimstadt hier?
Then I just go around this guard.
Kümmere du dich um Dougherty. Warte, bis er Zigarettenpause macht. Das wird deinen Angriff erleichtern.
Now this section is quite complex. I will shoot this wall so that God moves there. And I'm not moving out yet because I want to delay a cycle, which I'm going to explain very soon. And I shoot this guy twice, so he starts running towards where I want him. And that's as far as I can get him with AI manipulation. I have to carry him for the rest.
Verhörexperte. Die beiden haben hinter dem Laden einen Laster geparkt.
Alright, there's an interesting glitch coming up. In this game, you're not supposed to kill anyone. Because it's a CIA and you work for the NSA and it would be just wrong. But there's a weird glitch. When Lambert starts talking soon, you can kill Doherty, the guy I'm carrying. And then you're free to kill everyone. The game doesn't, the level doesn't end or anything.
Irgendein CIA-Sicherheitsfuzzi labert Wikes und Baxter zu.
Wie hat er sie entdeckt?
Sie hatten sich nicht versteckt. NSA-Anwesenheit ist in Langley legitim.
So I kill him by just dropping off here.
Problem sind Dougherty
And we're fine.
Genau. Ein Spezialagent.
Normally it would be over because the guy is dead, but as I said, that's a glitch. I can also shoot these people if I want now.
Was ist das?
Alright, I'm carrying Doherty to the end now. And what I want is for this guy to spot me
Hallo?
right around now.
Ist da jemand?
He heard me. And I want him to see me now.
Wir haben hier einen Eindringling.
And if I get lucky,
Ich dachte, der
I should get an alarm now.
Das war einer zu viel.
And because the alarm ends the level... oh, actually I was too far away. That's unfortunate. But yeah, the alarm skips the dialogue of these people.
Zeigen Sie sich.
I was too far away from them for the level to end. Wow, I got melted.
Hallo?
Let's try that again.
Abgefahren. Wir haben hier einen Eindringling.
Mann, ich dachte, der Kerl geht nie weg.
Alright,
Einer zu viel.
now I'm close enough. They would start the dialogue, but because of the alarm, it is cancelled out and I finished the level earlier. Here we go.
Dein Ziel ist ein Mann namens Ivan. Nachdem Grimms dort hier in Kalinatechs Server eingedrungen
Kalinatech is pretty straightforward for the beginning, just shooting guys and running past them.
Was ist das?
zu denen
So this would be a good time for donations.
Wer ist Ivan?
For a minute, roughly.
ein Programmierer.
Sie töten ihre eigenen Leute?
Einer von uns wurde
Findest du ihn, bevor sie es
angegriffen.
tun. Details auf deinem Offset.
Yeah, shoot the glass here so I can roll into the building faster.
Wie viele Kurzschlüsse sind eingezogen? Das ist unser Siebter.
I'm opening the door during the cutscene, which saves a bit of time. And you will see this guy planting a wall mine, which I will shoot. So he's helping me out. The thing I just shot at the god is called the ring foil. It stuns them for a bit, and I can just run past him.
Noch etwas aus Ivan herausgekitzelt.
If you shoot them twice, they get knocked out.
Sie sitzen hinter einem
Or if you shoot them in the head.
Glaubst du, sie verfügen über Codeschlüssel?
Wäre ein Versuch wert.
I just rolled past a bunch of guards and took a shot at the back room there, so that 2 guards are gonna chase me here. And there's a mine, so they're damaged. Ideally, one of them should be dead, the other one should be very weakened, so I should be able to kill him with 1 shot now. And he's blind, he doesn't see me here. There we go.
Die Gebäudedaten angesehen. Die Geschichte mit der Gasleitung hält uns auf.
Bin schon auf dem Weg.
Beeil dich. Du hast nicht viel Zeit.
I have to go fast here, well, in the casual playthrough, in the speedrun doesn't really matter, to deactivate the bomb. And there is the door with the massive lockpick sequence. I think that's the longest one in the speedrun that we have to do. The pattern is WSAAWW. It's always the same. Every door always has the same pattern. You just spam the button until you get to the next tick, and then you continue with the next button. Deactivate the bomb. And rolling through fire also makes you not take any damage, by the way. I should have pointed out earlier. We shoot these 2 guys in the head.
Irgendjemand hat die Stromzufuhr der Feuerschutztür unterbrochen.
Du wirst die Türen also nicht öffnen können, bis du die...
Skipping the dialogue here. Reloading while starting the cutscene here
Jemandem im Herdal gesehen.
to save a bit of time.
Brauche sofort Unterstützung.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to alert these guys so they stand still instead of running towards me. Then I shoot this grenade box. If you shoot the grenade box, it blows up, it kills the 2 guards, and then just headshot the 3rd one. Which is a very convenient strat. Now we just run past enemies again, so there's also a place for donations, I would say. Like 1 or 2 donations. While we just run past here.
Eindringlinge! Aufpassen! Ich hab was gehört. Habe Feind Bollard, hörst du mich?
We have to hack this computer because it's an objective, and it opens this door next to us.
Gut gemacht, Fischer. Durch das Öffnen der Türen hast du dir aber auch den Russen den Weg zu Ivan freigemacht. Du musst unbedingt als Erster bei ihm sein. Missionsupdate. Um unsere Herrscher abzusichern.
We just hatched those 2 guards here,
Wir werden ihnen Ivan überlassen.
Und was soll ich dann hier?
Ivan ist Techniker.
and we need to interrogate the technician now.
Zu finden ist Ivans Codeschlüssel.
He's being bullied by this guy.
Wer ist da? Muss noch in der Nähe sein.
Ja,
Alright.
das ist die Ab-
Das war
Glaube.
muss noch in der Nähe sein.
Alright.
Fischer, das wird dir gefallen.
Muss
Das
noch in
macht
der
mich
Nähe
nervös,
sein.
wenn du das sagst.
Die Russen sind im oberen Geschoss.
And now we take the elevator to the roof.
Aufräumen müssen, bevor die Osprey landen und dich da rausholen kann.
We can jump to hit the trigger earlier.
Was war das? Ich hab da doch was gesehen. Ich habe Feind gesehen.
We just evade all these enemies. We're doing some parkouring here. Then there's 2 guards here. I take a shot. So they're distracted. I just run past them.
Vergessen wir's. Ist weg.
Do a wall jump up here. There's 3 guards there that I'm going to skip like that. I know there are 3 randomly behaving guards that I have to take out. Let's see. Okay. I don't have to kill them, but if I don't, they normally kill me. Just tase these 3 guys. Which looks ridiculous. It's one of my favorite parts of the run because it looks so cool. Run past this guy. It's dark enough so he doesn't see me. There's 3 guards here. I only tase one of them and then I run past so that this guy doesn't see me. Now I do a skip. I try to tase Wilkes, who's up there, before entering the cutscene. This is the cutscene where he dies, but I basically kill him earlier. And that saves 8 seconds. It saves a lot of animation time. Then we do a split jump, a wall jump here into the end, which is also a skip. Next level is Chinese Embassy 1.
Egal. Wo finde ich ihn?
Auf einem Dach ein paar Blocks von der Botschaft entfernt. Er sagt, er sei unter einem großen
And I would say
Es ist ein heller, kalter Apriltag.
the first minute is uneventful. This is also time for donations.
Wenn du jemanden tötest,
Like 1 or 2 could be read out during this section.
das vergeigst.
Suche ich mir einen Atombunker und bete.
Wir haben uns verstanden. Viel Glück.
Just run past these guards. Stay in the shadows so they don't see me.
Ich hab was gehört.
Alright.
Die Sperrstunde missachtet. Befehl ist
Instead of taking the ladder, we just take the gun, so we skip the ladder. We take half of our HP as, you know, damage, but that doesn't really matter for this level. Now we just approach these guys. Shoot the water so the 2 people in the water get tased. And then I just taser the 3rd one myself directly. And then we just run through the sewers, which would also be time for like 1 donation. Because this run through the sewers is quite lengthy, honestly. Alright, in the casual playthrough, you're supposed to meet up with someone here. Some kind of informant, I think. On the roof of this building, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But we skipped that in the speedrun by just going to the trigger to the next section. And we do that by jumping on this metal plank here. And then jumping above the fence. And we just skip the thing. Here we just run past the guards with some very precise movement.
Im Schatten.
Which is also a good time to mention I'm playing with projector shadows. You can play with buffer shadows or projector shadows.
Nur zur
There's some difference between the 2 versions, but
Chance, in die Botschaft zu kommen.
I feel like projector is better for the speedrun.
Den ich nichts.
For instance, that section I just ran through the guards doesn't work with buffer shadows. I would have to play that differently.
Vor zu verschwinden. Eine falsche Aktion könnte Krieg bedeuten. Wenn in der Botschaft Alarm ausgelöst wird, ist deine Mission beendet.
Irgendwas hat sich bewegt.
I run past the enemies here, stay in the shadows so you don't see me. There's a dog here I should always take out because he can smell me and chase me and then ruin the level. Because when he sees me, the mission is over. I have to laser mic this guy now. But I'm also setting up for a trick right after that. We're gonna get into that very soon. So I have to listen to this guy.
Gib mir noch 3 Tage. Die Geräte können am ersten Tag
And shortly after he says, aber gut, I can skip his dialogue. Because I need to listen to 80% of what he says to progress.
Wir müssen gemeinsam zuschlagen, sonst können wir es vergessen. Nicolatze, hör zu. Weil du uns verraten wirst. Das ist absurd. Warum sollten sie uns zuhören? Das ist paranoid, aber gut.
Alright, there we go. Now I line up for something called the gazebo skip. This is very precise.
Himmel. Wer ist das?
Er war der Vorsitzende von Chinas zentraler Militärkommission bis 01. Hohes Armeetier.
Ein chinesischer
I jump
General,
onto
der
this
die
lamp
Nikolatze spricht?
and then line up my angle with the laser mic.
Unbedingt mitbekommen, was die beiden sich zu sagen haben.
Then I use this pillar as a double jump, for a double jump to get into the outer bounds here. There's a tiny gap I just got through. It's actually a really difficult jump. I made it look easy there, but it's really hard. Now we're out of bounds and set up for the laser mic of Kong firing when he's in his car. Here we go. We can skip the first dialogue by quick save and quick loading right away. And now we can skip the next one once he laughs for the second time. First one. And the second laugh, there we go. Now, after 11 seconds, Cohen will spawn here to enter level. But I'm also skipping dialogue so I can talk to her. Because during dialogue I can talk to her. This is Abattoir. This is a very action-packed level. There are a bunch of mines here. If you look, you can see them. And spotlights. And if the spotlight sees me, then there's an alarm, but I just jumped across it. But yeah, I can see the mines. Just took a path where they can't hit me. Or spot me. Now I have a specific movement pattern here. Because there's an antenna here. And if I activate it during that dialogue you just heard, you can activate it early. Otherwise there's like guards coming to the roof you have to fight. But yeah, we just skipped that. There's going to be a lot of action now. This is where the run is a bit faster paced. So if you're into shooting, I think this part is good for you. This cutscene is the calm before the storm, basically.
Klingt, als hättest du ordentlich aufgeräumt. Das verschafft uns aber nur ein paar Minuten. Suche die Soldaten.
I headshot this guy. Go straight to the door. I'll let this guy shoot him right away. And there's another guard back here. Okay. For some reason the game glitches out, gives the Chinese dialogue there. I don't know why. That voice was from Chinese embassy. It's a glitch in the game. The same thing happens in the English version too. I distracted those guards from down there so they don't... otherwise they will be all here and shoot me. Now this is the freezer room. There's a lot of guards here. And I just try to do my... get past them as quickly as possible. I shoot this guy to distract his friends here. Then shoot this guard in the back here. Whoops, I didn't get him. I have to revert on that. Alright. Now there's 3 guards here. Took too much damage, I don't like that. I'm reloading here. Oops, just got up there. Okay. Now we just activate this button which opens this thing, I don't know what to call that. This gate or whatever. And progress to the next section. And this is also a bit fast paced. I use sticky cams to shoot lights. And shooting a sticky cam at the god's head also knocks them out, which I do here. Shot her, thanks. And shooting the lights distracts those cannons, so they don't shoot me. So I can just run past them without taking any damage. There's 2 guards here, I have to quickly shoot as well. Oops. I took a bit of damage, but that's fine. It should be fine. And I have to talk to those hostages here. And there's gonna be a lot of guards storming the place, but I have a certain path that should keep me safe. I have to make sure not to kill this guy, but kill this guy first. Because if I do that, I can still move. Otherwise, I freeze and I have to wait for dialogue. And if I can move, I can skip the dialogue and save a lot of time, actually. I think around 20 seconds. So that was the dialogue skip by dying. We turn off the light here. In Chinese embassy too, by the way. That's the current level. Shoot the light here so the guard up here can see us. Then we shoot him.
Du wirst vor jeder Menge Türen stehen, die durch Codefelder gesichert sind. Du kannst dich nicht auf erpresste Informationen verlassen. Du musst improvisieren.
There's time for donations here, I would say, for around 1 minute or so. While I just maneuver my way through here.
Wir haben eine Idee, was wir mit den Codefeldern der Türen machen können.
Die durchschnittliche Temperatur in der Botschaft könnte niedrig genug sein, um einen Temperaturunterschied auf den Codefeldern zu sehen.
Es wäre einen Versuch wert. Nur durch diese Türen kommen wir weiter.
Alright, there's 3 guards here. But for some reason, you can just quickly shoot this glass and this light. And then run past them, they won't even notice you. Hack the computer as an objective, and then just keep going. And the guards just don't see you.
Ich weiß nicht, wie viel wir noch benutzen können. Ist fast alles gesäubert. Lambert, sieh mal.
Sie haben das Amerikanische.
Stun this guard with the ring foil, and then just shoot to distract the other guard. Enter the door code here. Make sure to open the right door, because there's a cannon to the right, which would shoot us otherwise. That one right there. Then we move in a way that this one doesn't damage us too much. There we go. Shoot this light so the upcoming guards don't see us. And as soon as he opens the door, I shoot a smoke grenade at the pillar, which makes this guard run towards me. Some AI manipulation. Then I stun this guy. And use this general or whatever he is for the retina scan. And then we move on to the next section. There are 3 guards here, but I just taste this guy and run past them and they shouldn't see me. And there's another guard here which I quickly take out with the taser. Before he can see me. Now there's a guy entering a door code. I have to wait for him to enter it before I can continue. And I have to make sure he doesn't see me. He opens the door for me, which is very kind of him. I shoot those 2 guards, and this guy doesn't see me. And then just move on. Now we sit for this cutscene. I have to shoot the tank that you see there in the cutscene. I'm going to do it from the side here. And I'm going to do a skip while doing that. Whoops. Have to get up here. I will try to open this hatch before the cutscene starts. So I'm opening it during the cutscene, which saves time. Oh, it's a truck. I'm sorry. Did I say tank? No, I meant like gas tank. Sorry. I meant gas tank. Like gas container. Sorry. I skipped dialogues here, so this guy starts moving early. Yeah, those are real golds, Raph. Gas pump, thanks, phobic. Apologies. English isn't my first language. I will not make that mistake during the marathon if I get accepted. I have to chase this guy. He enters door codes. In the casual playthrough, you can use the thermal site to see the code, but I already know it. Like this one's 1456, but I want to show it off. You can see the pattern. And there's this also definitely place for donations. Like the last half minute you just saw, including everything you see now. I think that's like also over a minute of downtime where you can just read out donations. Same idea for the next sections with the door codes. He enters them and I am supposed to use the thermal vision, but I already know the code, so I just enter them. This is 1834. And the next one is 7921. I roll into the cutscene, so I'm closer to Kong Fai Rong. And now I just make sure to grab him as early as possible. There we go. I have to make him hack the computer, then he miraculously dies. I still don't understand how he dies, but he just does. There's a bunch of fire here, or we just run through it because we have enough health. And we go to the end, which makes us enter the last level, which is Presidential Palace. Listen, listen, listen. This is a very high jump and you're supposed to die, so Sam Fisher starts screaming because he's supposed to die, but I cancel it with the cliff, so nothing happens. This is a tricky jump. Come on. I skipped those railings by doing that. Yeah, there's also a bunch of parkouring here. This is also a tricky jump. And another tricky jump here. Okay. Now there are multiple strats for the next section, but I'm going to take the flashiest one. Let's see. I'm walking to this fence, which allows me to go out of bounds like this. And skip this whole maze by just jumping above. Whoops. Here we go. I'm taking diversion camps here. They can shoot out some gas, which knocks out the guards, which is very convenient for what I'm going to do now. I messed up. Okay. I can just run past them now. Go for the alarm, doesn't really matter. Shoot this light here, shoot this guy in the head. Now we do a wall jump onto this lamp here, which is very precise. And then up here. Got it, good. That jump is difficult, I'm glad I got it.
Ein Toter. Es ist ein...
Ah, man.
Melde einen Toten. Ein Toter. Es ist einer von unseren Leuten.
Okay, this is not going well. I want to shoot him in the head. Alright, let's try it again.
Ein Toter.
Okay, I keep missing.
Melde einen Toten.
But if I shoot this guy first, is it better? No. Okay.
Alarmstufe Rot. Hab eine Leiche gefunden.
One more try. Okay, I'm doing another strat.
Melde einen Toten. Alarmstufe.
Alright, noob strats because I'm bad. I use the one-way pick here. Then run for the alarm here. There's 2 more guards that are going to rush this place now. And this guy doesn't see me.
Mann, wie ich das hasse.
Was habt ihr?
Verhöre, Folter und... Oh mein Gott. Die Arche ist eine Setup. Eine Special Atomic Demolition Munition.
The diversion cam is very useful for this, to knock these guys
Wir
out.
melden uns wieder.
And then we just run to the next section. I picked the smoke grenades for an upcoming trick.
Die Arche ist dein Missionsziel. Hol sie dir.
And we have the last door code here. 66768 if I'm not mistaken.
Nicolas ist drin. Achtung an alle. Wir bergen die Arche. Bereitet euch auf Abmarsch.
There are 3 heavily guarded guards here, but I'm going to throw smoke grenades and I have to get lucky with the AI a bit. I hope that they run into it, which
Ein Kontakt. Schickt Wachen zu Nicolas.
they didn't. Well, 2 of them did, but the 3rd one didn't, but I'm fine. I still have enough health for the rest. I shoot the lights so I don't get an alarm. So the bodies are hidden.
Wir haben einen Eindringling.
Alright,
Eine amerikanische Kommandoeinheit.
after this dialogue is over,
In den Keller, bis wir den erledigt haben.
there's multiple guards storming the library and I just try to run past them without taking damage, hopefully. Fun fact, in the English version, the dialogue is longer, so the section is easier. You have more time to run before the soldiers get out.
Habt ihr ihn getötet?
Wer ist da?
Now we get to meet Nicolas. This fella right here. We're using for this retina scanner here. And then we have some kind of interrogation where I skip 15 times, where I do 15 dialogue skips, so it continues. I just skip all the dialogues and so I can start moving.
Sag nicht.
It's gonna be a blackout at the next dialogue after I skip it. And these guys are stunned for a bit, so I just run through. Go behind this pillar and then pray that I don't get shot. Ooh, that's not good. That's unlucky, actually. Usually you don't die there.
Nicolas darf nicht entkommen.
Du glaubst, er weiß, wo die Arche ist?
Ja, er darf mit dieser Information nicht...
I'm going to shoot this light and... Whoopsala. I have to revert. I messed up. Couldn't see the light because of night vision. I have to take it off. Alright. This light and that light. There we go. Oh, I missed it. Amazing. Let's try that again. There we go, finally.
Da ist irgendwas.
Der Amerikaner hat Informationen.
We do a wall jump of that thing to this railing.
Wir müssen ihn schnappen.
Now we have to assassinate Nicolas, who's at the window there. You see it in the cutscene. I'm going to shoot the light first that is right above me, so the next enemies don't see me. After I kill his, after I kill Nicolas.
Um es ganz deutlich zu machen. Er schießt Nicolas von dort aus. Tu es jetzt. Schieß nicht daneben. Du bekommst vermutlich nur diese eine Chance.
Oops.
Gut, Fischer. Zeit von dort zu verschwinden. Die Daten, die du hast, sind die letzten.
Die letzten von was?
Just go
Das letzte Bedrohung gegen die USA.
kind of out of bounds-ish.
Priorität liegt darin, zu schützen, was du bei dir trägst. Die Osprey war...
And skip all those guards by being sneaky, and the game ends when I hit this door. There we go. that was the any person speedrun of Splinter Cell. Cutscene's a bit loud. I hope that the commentary was okay. You can see there's a lot going on, so it's not that easy to find downtime, unfortunately, but yeah. Still a pretty fun run in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to cut the recording here. Oh, wait, no, before I do that. The game is timed without loads. In RTA, that was actually 59:52. So in real time, this was a 1 hour run. And I think the estimate I would give is probably something like 1 hour and 2 or 3 minutes or something like that. I would have to think about that still. Anyway, thanks for watching.